Welcome to another one of my videos. Help support this channel by subscribing. This audiobook is sponsored by How to Frame a Murder from the Ronin Have Sword Will Travel Illustrated Mystery Series. You can purchase this illustrated ebook from Amazon, or you can read it for free with Kindle Unlimited. Click on the link in the upper right hand corner to find out more about How to Frame a Murder. The following audiobook is from the Ronin Flash Fiction series, which is also available on Amazon. Now enjoy the story of Horo-sha, the female samurai, who is also known as the Ronin. Prologue. A Ronin, a masterless samurai. About the world the flash fiction piece mystery takes place in. Maji, a world fusing East and West cultures during an era before the emergence of the steam engine. The sword was the ultimate weapon and brought order to the planet under the emperor. The shogun was the highest ranking military officer who was just under the emperor in power. The shogun, along with the shogunate, military officers with the title overlords, reigned supreme over the citizens of the one world empire. Each overlord ruled a clan, and each clan was made up of samurai houses. Each samurai or lord and their house owed their allegiance to only one overlord, who was their master. The samurai were the military nobility and officer caste, and they ruled over a province for their overlord in this social class system. The empire was broken down into regions, which, under the authority of the emperor and shogun, were ruled by the overlords. Regions were made up of provinces under the rule of the samurai lord. Provinces were further broken down into towns governed by governors. Maji was enjoying a time of peace and prosperity. Rivalries between overlords were fought with words and speeches on the floor of the shogunate house and not on the battlefield. Bandits were still a problem, but usually only in remote areas. Peace seemed a thing of everlasting existence, and war was perceived as a mythical beast that only lived in the legends of the past. Calico Japanese Bobtail Cat Mystery. Ronin Flash Fiction, number 7. By Christy Lynn Higgins. Chapter 1. The Catnapped Kitty. It happened right here, the madam of the brothel told the Ronin as she motioned to a balcony that was a short distance from her bed. Last night, a man stood on that balcony in the dark of the night, holding my Japanese bobtail cat. He told me if I wanted my precious Fifi back, I would have to pay him. The Ronin walked out to the balcony that overlooked a garden and questioned, "If it was the dark of night, how did you know it was a man?" "His voice," the madam replied. "It was deep and raspy." Someone could have easily climbed up the rose trellis and entered and exited the balcony. The Ronin observed, then questioned, "How did Fifi act with this person?" "Now that you mention it, Fifi was purring." "You said that you had 3 clients that were in the brothel during the incident." "I did," she replied. "They're in the next room." "One last question," the Ronin began. "Why would someone kidnap your cat?" "My Fifi is a male Calico Japanese Bobtail cat, and that makes him very rare." "To the mystery then," the Ronin said. "The tea won't brew by itself." Chapter 2. 3 Captive Mice. "What is the meaning of this?" one of the men demanded. "You cannot keep us here against our will." The Ronin noticed some brown hair, most likely from a cat, on the man's shoulder. A young woman entered and brought the 3 men some tea. The Ronin perked up and asked, "Could I also have a cup?" "Of course," the madam replied. The young woman set the 3 cups on the table the 3 men were sitting around, and she spilled a little of the green tea on one of the men. The man immediately stood up, and the Ronin noticed slight scratch marks on the man's hand. "Please forgive her," the madam said. "She is new." "I am sorry," the young woman spoke. "It is just my allergies are acting up today. I, not too long ago, cleaned Fifi's bedding." She took a towel she had and wiped up the green liquid as she said, "I will return shortly with your tea." The young woman left, and the Ronin walked around the table the 3 men were sitting at, and did so for several minutes. The Ronin observed the 3rd man and said, "I see you have a pouch in your pocket. May I see what it is?" The 3rd man reluctantly handed it over, and the Ronin opened the leather pouch and smelled the dried green leaves within and said, "It is catnip." The young woman returned with the Ronin's tea, and the Ronin questioned her, "Is there another cat on the premise?" "There is." "Go fetch it and bring it to the room next door," the Ronin ordered. Chapter 3. And the Catnapper is... The young woman brought the brown cat into the madam's bedroom, and the Ronin said, "Please stand to the side with the cat. It will be needed later." The Ronin turned to the madam and 2 of the 3 men and said, "We are going to recreate last night. I want each of you men, one by one, to stand on the balcony and say..." The Ronin motioned for the madam to fill in the rest. "They are to say, 'If you want your precious Fifi back, you will have to pay.'" "You will say those words," the Ronin instructed, and then told the madam, "You are to listen very carefully." The man with the brown cat hair on his shoulder spoke first. "It is not him," the madam replied. The Ronin stated, "I did not think it would be him. The cat hair on his shoulder is brown, and Fifi is a calico." The man with the scratches on his hand spoke next. "It is not him either." "I did not think it would be him," the Ronin said. "The scratches on his hand seem to be from a lover, not a cat." The Ronin went to the hallway and instructed the 3rd man to come in. The 3rd man had been waiting in the hallway. The Ronin gave him the same instructions, and then the Ronin told the young woman, "Tell him the words he needs to say." The young woman had been distracted playing with the cat, and she relayed, "If you want your precious Fifi back, you will have to pay." The madam perked up and said, "It was you." She pointed at the young woman and said, "You were the one on my balcony last night." "She is," the Ronin said. Her allergy to the cat gave her a deep and raspy voice. The madam motioned to the 3rd man and asked, "What about the catnip?" "Catnip is also used as a tea like chamomile to relax one before bed," the Ronin replied, and then sighed as there had been no time to drink the delicious-looking green tea in the other room. "Would you like to know where she hid Fifi?" The end. Thank you for listening to this Ronin flash fiction piece. Look for more of these quick read audiobooks. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like and subscribe, and leave a comment. You can also ask me questions in the comment section.